Hello, and welcome to Savepoints, cosmic lessons I've learned about life and myself by playing video games. I'd like to welcome newcomers, first-timers, last-weekers, fast-trackers, and hopefully anyone who knows how to fix an explosion. I've mostly been playing video games live recently because there's an authenticity involved, a connection at least in my head where the player and spectator synchronize, influence each other's thoughts, resulting in gameplay that cannot be achieved by playing alone. Although in PlanetSide 2, the broadcast doubles as an extreme real-time tactical leak, and I probably shouldn't do it.
Okay, so this is what happens when you are outnumbered 8-1.
Either or, and thenceforth, today I wanted to share a lesson I learned as I gave my position away to friends, spectators, and opponents alike. There's an inherent unkind nature that surrounds us, like unrelenting waves of the ocean, where fish swim and reverse fish drown, and as those who have found the proper philosophy, supposedly we may be able to actually safely cruise along the currents of danger if we can find the flow. The point, obviously, is so that way I can become the best player in the world, as is the non-optional goal of anyone cast onto the scoreboard we call life. Base by base or continent by continent. The general idea, synchronized with all kinds of codes of ethics, codes of breathics, or philosophies, is that by finding my perfect place within my slice of reality, whichever reality pie I find myself within, I would happily and effortlessly walk through my circumstance, only gaining reward for how well I was being exactly who the rewarders needed me to be. The idea of effort completely replaced with constant winning, or at least not dying. No matter the choice, if I were to walk through the world unarmed, or mega-armed, or chicken-farmed, I should do so unchallenged, because it was no longer my fear-based, egocentric goals I was trying to achieve, but those of the world which had created me and my avatar. My ego no longer enforcing boundaries, and my personhood flowing like a fountain of ecstasy. Of course, none of any of this happened. Every time I made mention of my intention or aspiration to find this flow or to find my place in existence, I was met with explosions or fires or both and more. The stream spectators witnessing the waves of embarrassment crashing over me, knocking me down over and over again. It had only been a half hour, and as I tried to participate in following even the loosest orders, I was as discouraged as a reverse fish in a reverse fisherman's boat. The tendency to break up days into good ones and bad ones encouraged a stamp of disapproval or several, and having labeled this one as not my fault, I was ready to hang up the medi-tool, willing to adhere to one last order from my squad leader to drive up to TI Alloys before bailing on this existence entirely. TI Alloys had become a three-way battle, and I had been present, almost aggressively pursuing the synchronicity, but I had been so defeated so many times in this particular evening, I didn't so much decide as felt pulled in. Without destination or hesitation, I strolled through the core of the base, reviving into and past the checkpoint. As enemies fell beside me, automatic turrets found no interest. I aspired not to decide what this battle was about or who I was anymore. I just went. The whole sprint through the base was so exhilarating that I decided to stop, laugh, and reflect, which was simply the biggest mistake of all. That was... And from the clouds of chaos and the unknown came a force of natural consequence, seemingly the lone law enforcement official here to arrest me on grounds of self-reflection. It was almost as if, once I relieved myself of my own aggressive agenda, did I relinquish myself to the game's world and become indistinguishable from that world. When I began to assign my own interpretation or even attempt to acknowledge my part, did I lose the very connection I self-defined. In seeking it directly, I couldn't find it, but as soon as I ceased seeking and started simply playing, I became what I had given up searching for. Or in simpler terms, find the flow. My name is Gold Vision. I used the Medi tool, Squad Beacon, Sunderer, and I hope you enjoyed this save point. I put it on something useful. No.